let us have a heart-to-heart conversation today. When I say God convicted me, like convicted my soul, like snatched my edges, I'm not kidding. So I am literally, doing my morning devotion, reading. Well, I wasn't reading the Bible actually. I was listening to a sermon. I usually read the Bible, but today I was listening to a sermon. And it was talking about Adam and Eve and being in the garden and how, God gave us all the tools necessary to achieve the things that we need to achieve to fulfill our purpose. And I was listening, minding my own business. I didn't like to clean when I listened to sermons as well. And it got to a spot. And when I say my soul was snatched, my soul was snatched. So I said, you know what? I'm coming here. I got to translate this message to our mission. And I need to snatch some souls this morning or this evening or this afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. So what was the message? So let's go back. Picture in your mind Adam and Eve. They're in the garden. They're in the garden and God gave one specific instruction. You can eat of any fruit in the garden. I have given you abundance of resources. I have given you abundance of skills. I have given you abundance of tools. You can eat of any of these things, utilize any of these things, except the one, that one tree in the center of the garden. Do not eat thereof, for my King James people. And I'm so sorry for those who may not be Christian and this wasn't supposed to be a Bible study, but I think it's very, very relevant for what we want to talk about and what the message I want to get across to you guys today. So bear with me. And I'm always going to do biblical references, so just get used to it. It's not going to stop. All right, but then, we have to ask ourselves why. You gave me abundance of tools. You gave me abundance of resources. You gave me abundance of skills. You gave me abundance of fruit and trees and greenery and forestry. But you told me not to touch the one in the center. Why? Why would God tell us not to touch the one in the center? Why would we as parents tell our kids not to touch this? Touch anything else but not this toy. You can read any other book but not this book. You can eat any other thing but not this. Why are we making these intentional exclusions of things when on the surface it makes no sense? If I could eat one cookie, I should be able to eat all cookies. If I could eat one apple, I should be able to eat all apples. If I could play with one toy, I should be able to play with all the toys. But then it hit me. God intentionally excluded us from eating that particular fruit from that particular tree because we were not mature enough to handle what it comes with. We were not mature enough. Adam and Eve were not mature enough to handle what that comes with. So let's take it back to our kids. And I like to use my kids as an example because as a working mom, as a boss mom, as a wife, I cannot help but see the correlations between what I'm building, what I seek to build, and how my family is being built. So as I'm telling my kids, don't eat this, don't eat that piece of candy. Don't eat this, eat that. Eat that vegetable, not that one. Eat this on Monday, not that. It's because I'm recognizing that my kids are ignorant to the fact that if you eat this too early, you open your body to potential addictions. Like when they say, don't give children sweets too early. Like you're not going to stick a lollipop in your newborn's mouth. Let's be real, you're not. Because we know you get them on sugar too early, it becomes a quick addiction, right? Exactly. You expose yourself to things too early, they have a negative effect. if you are not mature enough to handle what it comes with. So now let's go back to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were instructed not to eat one particular fruit, the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. And when they ate it, their eyes opened. It literally reads in the Bible, their eyes opened. And in that moment, I was like, wait, slow down. Ooh, God, slow down. Their eyes opened. I want you to, like, literally, as you're listening to this, squint. Squint. When we squint, we are hyper-focusing on one particular thing that we need to look at. We want that one particular thing to become clear. And that allows us to focus. Even if you have 20/20 vision, there are things you want to look at and it requires a squint because you need your eyes to fade everything else out and to focus on one thing. We do it all the time. You want to read a billboard, you want to read a book, you want to look at your phone. You zone everything else out. And everything else in that picture becomes blurry. Like sort of like my background. The background's blurry so you can focus on me. That's what we are built to do. We're built to focus. But when your eyes open, guess what happens in the periphery? You start to see more things. You start to see that there's a chandelier behind me. There's some tables behind me. There's a window behind me. You see a glare in the glass. You start to see all these other things and you're just like, ooh, oh my goodness, I haven't seen this much stuff before. I wasn't exposed to this much stuff before. I didn't know about this much stuff before. But guess what you also did? Now you're distracted. Because there's so much more to look at, you can't focus on the one thing you're supposed to focus on. So God convicted me this morning. He said, Ogo, your business isn't growing as it should and hasn't reached the height that it should and hasn't gone the path that it should because you think you're busy with all these other things. You're just distracted. You were distracted because you see so much in the periphery. You forgot to focus on the path that I put you on. Like I have goosebumps, y'all. Talking about this. And in that moment, I literally had to stop what I was doing. Y'all gonna hear my daughter in the background. Mom life. But in that moment, I had to stop and I had to think. I'm like, yo, my path is here. I have chosen to walk the path that is most impactful, most profitable, and will help me achieve my purpose in this life and to transform health for others. But I'm so distracted by the glittery things and all the other things that I have been exposed to because I have entered into higher levels of knowledge. Or let's use this one as a firm example. Sorry, I always got a note card in the back of my phone. Social media. How many of us have all these social media accounts? The ads pop up, the new accounts, the discoveries, the explore page, and you see everybody doing a different type of health business, and it piques your interest. And you're like, ooh, I haven't seen this before. Ooh, I haven't seen that before. Yes, we're going to talk through the crying because this is what mom life is like. We're going to talk through the crying. And then you're distracted because now you're seeing more. Social media is a fruit that allows you to learn more, see more, become exposed to more. But it has also distracted us more. And so many of us who are on social media, we claim we building our business. We claim we building our business. We busy building our business. Sis, you're not. You're distracted. You have not gotten where you need to go because you're distracted. You see all of this, forgot to focus on this. Let's be real. I'm calling a spade a spade. I told you I was snatching. Today, God snatched mine, I'm snatching yours. honestly. So what I want you to take away mainly from this conversation today, ask yourself, am I focused on that one path that would allow me to achieve the highest impact in health possible? Have I committed to that path? Am I focused on that path? I'm going to make as much money as I can, generate revenue, generate wealth, but I have to stay committed to the path that will help me achieve it. I cannot get distracted by all these other options. Once you say yes and you commit, sis, your business will be transformed. You as an individual will be transformed. Shoot, from a health standpoint, my personal health, once I said I'm focused, my health started to transform. And in this day and age, we need to have more committed health professionals and business owners that are focused on impact. No one said it's going to be easy. But if you allow yourself to get too distracted, when the hurdles come, when the challenges come, and they will come, you're going to be too weak in the knees to withstand it. You won't be part of the 1% that makes it to $1 million. Like literally, I'm thinking about like, wow. There was once upon a time that I could not fathom what it would mean to generate $1 million in revenue. Now that I'm here, I'm like, yeah, $1 million isn't that much money. Let's do more. And I'm not saying it to insult anyone or to make anyone feel less than, but you can't have this feeling, or you can't get to a position where you can make that statement if you're not focused. What path is going to allow me to achieve the highest level of impact possible quickly, efficiently, and allow me to generate wealth in the process? Sis, that's government health contracting. There are other ways to make money, but to make the impact we want to make while building the wealth we're trying to build, government health contracting. And I'm going to keep singing it till the cows come home. But first, you have to be focused. Stop eating the fruit and exposing yourself to all these other things. You're exposing yourself to so much and you're distracting yourself in the process. If you're ready, we're ready to help you.